So I've spent quite a lot of time on this rear wiring at the moment. You want to do it right so that it's done, so that all people need to do is change the bulbs, you see. So anything you wire up needs to be correct and kind of finalised, which is what I'm trying to do here. I've got the rear number plate light under there working when the main light is on. Now, I'm sure, unless I'm wrong, I'm sure in this country you don't need a reflector or a number plate light if your bike's 50cc. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think you don't need a number plate light or a reflector. But I mean, it's there, get it working, might as well. But it's a cool little bike. I mean, it's starting every time today, which is lovely. That really makes me feel better. But I do want to get the back end kind of done and dusted now, and cleaned and ready. Bit of high temp on the old exhaust, and you know, get it neater. I wish I could do more here. I can't. I haven't got the skills to. I just haven't got the skills. I've been contemplating today all day whether this bike should just be resprayed. It doesn't matter if it's black, but you just can't lose this Dunlop stuff. You just can't. The other thing you can do is kind of tape off the area roughly, so it doesn't even have to be perfect. Just tape it off roughly, have bits of yellow and black sticking through, and make the rest black, really. But that would look a bit patchy as well. So it's a tough one. Right, let me see if I can get these indicators wired up. What I've done is I've got one earth down here, so I'm hoping that if we earth them both to the same earth, then whatever I've left hanging, which is the blue and yellow, one will be right, obviously, and one will be left. So I'll earth these two up to that earth there, which is the grey, only because I've made it a grey. It's a black otherwise. And then we need to see what one's left, what one's right, using these ones here. And we should technically have gone back to all the rear lights should work. The number plate light should come on when that light's on, and the indicator should work. So give me a couple of minutes and we'll have a little look. Okay, so after an hour or so of messing, if my calculations are right, we should have normal rear light, plus brake lights, plus number plate illuminating lights, and indicators. Great, we're back on track, everything's there. I'll chuck the number plate back on and the rear end of this bike is good. I do want to put a coat of paint on the exhaust. What I'll do is I'll let it warm up a little bit and then I'll chuck a coat of paint on the exhaust. I need to give it a scuff and then some high temp paint just to neaten it up a touch, just these little bits here, that's all. Otherwise we're looking great. We've got a bike that starts every time, that's running great, where the rear end's back together. We've got the specialist number plate. Well, I say specialist number plate, but it's it was obviously used. Also, I may be able to talk to these J&S. I may be able to talk to them, see if they know anything about this bike. And the other thing I can do is message Dunlop and say, do you know anything about this bike? If we can get any information at all, then we can add a bit of value to this little thing, which will be great. So the rear end's back together, we know all the electrics and stuff's working. I've chucked a coat of black on the exhaust, obviously high temp black. Bit of clear tape on that part there because I want that part to stay shiny. Now other than that, the rear end here is just clean it, polish it and move on really. Although I do want to find a closer matching touch-up paint at some point. The grab handle as well, I need to chuck that on, forgot about that. Just all stuff, you know, to get it through an MOT. I'll pull this clear tape off in a minute. I'll run the engine for a couple of minutes and that will set this paint, although if you can let it set on its own a little bit first, I find it sets it a better colour. So good. So we're looking okay here. Can't do much on Sultan's. He needs a set of 4 indicators. Like I said, them ones cost a few pounds. I could possibly do his rear ones actually, just to get them done. And well, and he needs to be here really, doesn't he? Let's be honest, to be able to work on his bike. But it does, you know, start, run and ride, so there's something there at this stage. So here we go, guys. Quite a lot done today actually. The fueling is working normally and properly now. That's great news. I've cleaned up the panels quite a lot today. The exhaust has been painted black. It looks much better. All the rear end is on and working like it should. Looks much better. I want to contact J&S, whoever they are, CW97TT, and also I can contact Dunlop. So I'm going to take some pictures of it and see what they say. You never know with this stuff. Oh yeah, rear casing came out nice. You never know with this stuff, guys. You know, they could want the bike back. They could offer good money to take it back, for example, and that'd be quite nice. So yeah, it starts on the button, it runs, it rides, it brakes, the lights work. I do need to put a new bulb in on the front. We have got the small light, but we haven't got the main. We do have a high. Watch, there's the high. So the bulb is obviously busted in there. Now there doesn't appear to be a kind of sensible way of getting in there. I think you've got to strip the front, then get in there and change the bulb. But that's okay as well. It's not the end of the world. I think we have a horn. We do have a horn, and we have our indicators now. So this is great. This is so cool. You'd be so lucky to own this bike, I think. I'm really not sure yet what I'm going to do with it. Overall, you know, part of me really wants to paint it. The other part of me knows I can't achieve this effect on the front. So I don't know. What I really want is for one of you guys to take it off me, and then you can deal with it, if I'm being honest, because I get kind of attached to some of my projects. But anyway, yeah, I hope everyone's having a nice weekend. This is my weekend videos, and Christmas next week, so I'm sure you're all quite busy. I know the 10-minute videos can be a little bit annoying, but that, you know, the channel thrives best. YouTube preferred that for their algorithm, so it makes sense, guys. Hopefully you don't mind too much. Just do what you do. Drop a comment, drop a like, make sure you're subscribed, and it just helps the channel out, and we can do more and more projects like this. So yes, welcome back. Funny enough, it's Monday today. What are we, Monday the 20th, I believe, and I'm actually at my garage for fun. It's not a weekend. I don't feel like I need to get anything done, but I was a bit bored and I wanted to come to my garage, and these are the times. This is why I do this. It's my kind of therapy, my getaway. Look at the exhaust. It looks great with that new high temp black on. The touch-ups even look okay actually, considering they have no what do you call it, wax over the top. Let's see how this bike starts. Stone cold, guys. Yeah, stone cold. Let's see if we start. That will tell us if our fueling issues are over. Lovely. Very pleased with that. What else? All the rear end is done, all the lighting's done, everything like that's done. That paint came out nice as well. Look, makes such a difference. Looks so much better. I did tiny bits of touching up on the arm just to save it from rust, but that's about it. Now recently I messaged Dunlop, who messaged back a day later and said sadly they don't have any information on this bike. You know, I was hoping that they'd have something, or that they'd like it, or that they'd want it or something, but yeah, you're asking a lot. But I'm glad I asked, and I'm glad they replied. I've asked J&S Autos, J&S, this company here, J&S, if they have any information on the bike, so I'm waiting for their reply, but I doubt it. People just aren't that fussed, so I doubt it. So I'm going to just have a little look over the bike for MOT purposes, and the other thing I need to do is find the VIN number for the logbook. Now the VIN under the seat is fairly unreadable. I can get the last 10 digits, but I can't get the first few. Now if you look online, normally the first 5 are generic, so I think the last 10 is the most important part. But saying that, I need to strip down the front anyway, because I need to get to the front light bulb. It doesn't have a low beam, it has a side light and it has a high beam, so the bulb is blown. The other thing I want to do is take a panel with me, possibly this one to Halford's, and just see, you know, just see if I can get a better colour match for these touch-ups. Nat really shows his stuff. I was chatting to Nat the other day in person, and it shows you how quick of a learner he is, because I was telling him that I wanted to find a closer touch-up, and he was telling me about primers and the difference they make. It's stuff I wouldn't even consider, guys. I wouldn't even think you need a certain colour underneath to get a certain colour on top. So that shows you Nat's way of thinking, how smart he is. I want to get a closer colour though, because look, that's a big old area there. So I want to get closer than that, and it's a bit more kind of mustardy to me, and I just want to tie it in a bit more, a little bit more. Otherwise, I think my plan is to MOT this soon, possibly this week, and either sell it without the logbook, so sell it with the fee 62 form, so a new owner can send off and apply for a logbook. A new owner's not going to mind waiting 6 weeks for a logbook. They can tax it and stuff, they just have to ring up. Whereas me, I don't really want to store it for 6 weeks. Although I will, because it's such a cool bike, and also it will get a bit more money in the summer. So let me strip the front end off a touch. I'm going to see if I can find what the kind of lighting situation is, and ideally find the second VIN number. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope everybody's well.